Hello, by the way. I was looking at Discord. I got cancelled again because people take messages from 2017 or something and try to cancel me or whatever. Well, not cancel me, ask, why is he a mod still? Fair question, I guess. Yo. Yeah, basically I was just looking at Discord and I was pinged like 4 times or something a couple days ago or yesterday, I don't know. Because I wrote rape me mom as a joke or something like that. And apparently 7 years ago and in 2024 people don't like that apparently. Honestly, who gives a fuck? Like, first of all, who gives a fuck? But yeah, I don't know. Bro. 2017. Now I want to know what the fuck was happening there. During, let's see, 24th of August 2017, Meredith. (2017) 08 24. Oh, apparently she dropped a music video or something. Lol. Old homework. Oh yeah, an AutoCAD drawing. This was from a subject. 2017 was my first year of college, I think. And this was like doing the secret messages on Taylor Swift's album. This is like her 2014 album, 1989. But yeah, I bought the album then. Good times, honestly. 2017, it's like Taylor had not dropped a single song in like yeah, I was so excited, I guess. Look what you make me do. This was the first song she dropped in like 3 years or something like this. I was pretty excited. Yeah, yes, I was like, we were all like shitting ourselves. It was also a big change in... You had fun, that's all that matters, I guess. Mm. Anyways, I wanted to talk about my website. Well, not talk, like complete the website that I was doing yesterday, and that's basically it, I guess. I also want to know, like, who, if I can write who the fuck search sucks. Why can't I search on Discord my own messages here? Why are the options like this? I don't get it. Oh, can I do this? Maybe you can't search by messages anymore, or what? I don't know. I have neck pain, so I use something called Kürner-Kissen in English. It would be green below. I don't know if you know what it is, but it is hot for like 10 minutes. Then I have to reheat it, so I'll be right back. Okay. How long does it take to reheat? Two minutes. In the microwave. Lol. Interesting. Nice. Here it's cold too. Anyways, I'm going to put myself as invisible. I don't care anymore. If I get banned, oops. So yeah. I was going to explain myself, but there's no need to explain. It makes no sense. Like if there's no context that saves me anyway, so who cares? Who gives a fuck, honestly? So I'm even saying it about myself, rape me. Like, who the fuck? It's like if I say I'm going to kill myself, right? Who the fuck? I don't know. People were saying, is that a Nirvana reference? Who the fuck cares if it's a Nirvana reference? Why are they allowed to say it, but I am not? Okay, I'm going to start deleting things like what today is manually update today. Updated 27th October 2024. I'm going to look up GIFs. Retro. Lol, is it? I didn't know they used that in a song. Yeah, the song is called Rape Me. This one. Very edgy song, right? Often interpreted as a commentary on fame, Rape Me was written shortly after Nevermind and was intended to be a literal anti-rape song. However, the song Bridge was written several months later, blah, 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 blah. Rape Me is an anti-rape song, written from the point of view of the victim. Rape me, go ahead, rape me, beat me, you'll never kill me, I'll survive this, blah, 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 blah. But I guess it was, yeah, it's a famous song. Plus, if I Google it, it's like if I were to Google raping someone else, right? But if I Google it about myself. Yeah, I don't know. Stupid, I guess. Like, to me, it makes no sense to argue about this, right? It's like, if you are arguing if it's allowed, if people are allowed to say it, I don't know. They are arguing these things because of our stupid rules in the first place, right? We don't allow them to say rape or whatever, right? Because obviously if people spam that shit, it's annoying, right? But times change. I don't know. To me, it's like obvious. There's a character from our game called I Want Die, and every time you Google that, you get a suicide prevention number. Arty Game. Don't know what is Arty Game. Arty Game. Oh, so I guess like another YouTuber or something like this, right? I Want to Die. Artist Game Signature Me. The number. So yeah, back to the thing. Yesterday I was doing this. Well, this is the post. I plan to do the website and then go over the thread. website, I just wanted to quickly update it. So yeah, I talked about the job thing, wrote a little bit of the context, talked about learning German, some context about learning German, a little bit of info about the teacher, then Anki works decently, P that looked like he wanted to die, so he wanted to call him I want to die, but it was too long, so I want to die was born. Lol. Mies. I've never had a Wii, but I've always kind of wanted one. I'll get one probably when I go to Germany. I'll probably get a Wii or something like this. And then when I move back to Spain, I will carry. Well, maybe I never move back to Spain. Who knows? But I will. If I move back to Spain, I will carry the things, all the bullshit that I buy in Germany. I will have to carry it back home, and I'll drive home instead of like. Instead of that. I should buy it. No, I should start with the B1 vocabulary. I should start making B1 vocabulary cards. Haven't started yet. I don't know, I think it's good to put some context, right? Later on, he needed another character, so he made enemy. YouTube. Trip to spa, removing it. And let's see, H2. Let's see, test drive P. I signed up for a test drive of an Alpine car. Let's see how it goes, if they even remember we scheduled it. Lol. Let's add some context. I haven't started yet with that. I tend to put off making cards. This is true. I tend to put off making cards because it's kind of annoying. Well, because it's a difficult process finding an example sentence, and image that fits, etc. YouTube, now I only stream on the weekends because of the German course, and I stream for less hours because I play PUBG after, because I usually play PUBG after, but I don't think I've missed a weekend. Have I? I don't know. So I'm keeping it consistent within the constraints I have. Lately, I feel like my streams, this is what I had put before. I'm going to delete this and I'm going to put something like they're still not super planned streams and are more or less weekly recaps, but you may have, but I think you're pretty consistent with your streams. I think, yeah. I don't think I have. It has not been many weekends. Like, I'm not like super congratulating me or anything, but I've had classes in like September, right? Last week of September, something like this. I think I've streamed all of this. I didn't have anything to do any Saturday. Like, not saying I won't ever skip a weekend or whatever, just that it has not been the case. Right? I don't think I have ever hung out with my friends on the Saturday afternoon, or maybe one day. I don't know. Maybe one day I played more PUBG. I don't think so. The streams, you weren't here on a couple of those. And those streams, I did make them shorter, but actually not that much shorter, to be honest. Just noticed I roast, I think, twice. Yeah. I do that as well, especially rating. But I do some of my usual thinking out loud, so I think they're a positive thing. I did talk. I do think, and I also mentioned it on stream, lol, that, yeah, what I mentioned last week, I think, about feeling stupider, right? I feel stupider. That I feel stupider. Maybe before the course, etc., I would have thought that doing things like a German course, like going to a German course, etc., would have made me have more ideas / lack ideas. But it has not been the case. Yeah. Let me ask something like this. I think it's a little step. This is about the car again, about the test drive. I think it's a little step towards maybe towards this, towards my coaches, towards, I don't know, giving more gas. To my coaches curiosos project, but yeah, I don't know. But who knows? Maybe I get a little bit disillusioned if it goes badly, right? Who knows? I wanted to find GIFs. Let's see. Retro GIFs. No, here, GIF cities. Train. Let's see if I look up ban. What happens if I look ban? Eisenbahn. Zug. Maybe Zug would be the word to have like a little train. But I want to see what happens if I look up ban. Let's look up Zug. let's look up. I think the Internet Archive is down. It's been down for a while. They hacked, like people hacked it. This is pretty fire. But the Wayback Machine is working here. I don't know what's happening with this. Train. Hall of GIFs. Train. Is there a way to click only GIF? Image, apply. Bro, why is it not working? I liked it a lot. I think both could work. Early sites were something else, yeah. See, these GIFs are like normal GIFs, not from today, which I don't like. I want the classic ones. Ooh, let's see, train. What the fuck? I mean, they are old websites, but yeah, this is GIF Cities. No, it doesn't work. Why? Is it because of the ad block? I guess. I guess I won't. I just won't put a GIF. Okay, I was going to put a GIF about a train related GIF, but gifcities.org doesn't work, lol. Doesn't work, lol. Okay, this is basically what I wanted to put on this page. Index.html updated. I'm going to put on October 2024 ideas on October 2024, and yeah, let's push the thing. How do I push shit here? Git message of commit, summary of commit, edited, updated, now page, minor, other minor changes, stage and commit, sync with remote, confirm. Okay, perfect. So website done. Now today, just the rest of the stream, I'm going to just be talking about random things. In particular, about this. While it loads, I'm going to see
Sorry
what
everyone, but
WhatsApp
this restaurant in Tokyo
is going to be. By the way, not sure if I mentioned him, but I watch so many videos of this guy. He's called Japan Eat. And yeah.
is for the boys, or at least it seems that way. Sorry everyone, but this restaurant in Tokyo is for the boys, or at least it seems that way. Fired Iggy's
He makes these funny videos about YouTube
Shorts. And
Shorts.
suddenly we're both crying into our
about
delicious,
food.
apparently man lunch. There's nothing in this entire world better than a nice slice of chashu. But is it good enough to stand by itself? Some chashu definitely is.
I like his videos a lot. That's why almost, and it's usually like the last thing I will watch. It's usually like a YouTube short of him or something like this. So I usually have some in my second monitor. But yeah, what I wanted to read and to think out loud about was this tweet. Let's bring back a little bit the vibe of old streams of yore, and just think out loud about things. Look tasty, yeah, fucking chashu. I want to go to Japan. Oops. Okay, I have too many tabs open. I have too many things going on. My computer is going to explode. So I'm going to close, I think. Yeah, I think I can close all this. Let's inactivar. Okay, this is not internet connection issues. This is just like computer processing issues. I have, yeah, as you can see, I have too many tabs open. I had the fucking the other browser. Yeah. So it's taking a toll on the computer. But yeah, I think just scrolling like this is not going to be too much of an issue. But it could be beneficial to do this, so you can read it, I guess. I think I have around 100 tabs open. Yeah. I don't know how many these are. It's like 40, I think, probably. In fact, I could probably close some. Defender ones. Oh yeah, I was also looking. Yes, yesterday I was looking at how can I drive 125 centimeter cubic centimeter motorcycles, and in Spain, for example, you can drive these. After 3 years, you can just buy one and drive one. In Germany, you used to not be able to do that, but now you can do it if you do this kind of PKW course. You do the B196, this Schlüsselzahl 196, 196, or like 196 or something like this, what you would say, I guess. Schlüsselzahl 196. After 25 years old, from if you have your driving license since like this, you go to some place for like 7 classes, 3 days basically, and you submit the document. You don't have to pass any exam or anything like this. You can drive it, which is worse than in Spain, but it's better than getting the whole A1 license for bikes. The problem was that I don't know if I can do it because I have a Spanish driving license, right? So I don't know if I can go there right after getting there. If I will do my Anmeldung. I think it's called Anmeldung. Like when you go to Munich, you have to like anmelden there. You have to go to the Amt or to the Amt, some kind of Amt, and anmelden over there. And I guess after that, I don't know if I have to do something aside from that to get my driving license with the B196 Schlüsselzahl, or if I have to do something else. If I have to actually also give in my license and I have to turn that into one of the German licenses that have like the D in the flag, right? Because my license is a Spanish one, so it has obviously everything is in Spanish, and it says Reino de España. It has like the European flag and all this, but the letter E is written over there, right? It reads 9 Unterrichtseinheiten, 4 Theorie, 5 Praxis, true. 5 por 4, 9, so that's like 400 and, no, not 400. 9 times 9, 810. 810 entre 60. 13 hours. 14 hours. And yeah, I think they do this over 3 days. So like 14 entre 3, think also like 4 hours per day or something like this. 4 or 5 hours. And yeah, I didn't know what you could do, what you had to do. So I've asked two like driving license schools in Germany. I emailed them yesterday. Well, I scheduled the email, but I scheduled it for Sunday today. So maybe I'm not sure if I will get an answer. If I don't, I will just email some other driving school, both in Munich, just in case. Like I will be moving to Munich, so. But yeah, I have asked them explicitly, like, yeah, I have a Spanish driving license, could I do this? And yeah. And I've also asked in a Spanish forum. Well, I googled it and all that shit, but yeah, I've asked on the Spanish forum and yeah, I have gotten some answers, some replies. Okay, this guy said, I live in Munich. I had the B license. I got the B plus E license. Then after a couple of years, I went to go get the B196 to drive 125cc bikes, but I thought about it better and got the A. This is also what I want to do. He had to do something in the Landratsamt, and he had to do some things. And he said, you should go to the Fachschule and they will tell you there what you need. Interesting. Okay, yeah, so that was what I was doing yesterday. I had like the question. But yeah, I wanted to think out loud about this. This kind of, you can just do things, because it's related to the things I talked about in the web when I was doing the website thing, right? For example, the thing about me feeling stupid and like I'm out of ideas. I feel like that's kind of related to these threads about doing things. So first, I'm going to just read the thread so that you're in the loop. Also, I have technically read it, but I have kind of overread it and I have kind of scrolled quickly. So yeah, I haven't really read it, I guess. You can just do things. It's differently lately because I've finally grokked that the default is nothing happens. Like everything that ever happens because someone chose to make that happen. The world happens because people do things, despite there being the option to do nothing. Finally grokked that the default is nothing happens. Okay, this sounds too definitive, conclusive, when really it's just one frame to view things with. But regardless, feels like a major shift that makes me understand things way differently than before. I think I've taken a ton of things for granted because they came so easy and natural to me. Like, for example, doing things or being kind or whatever else. But experiencing gradually more fiction with doing things myself, I now appreciate that it's not the default and I get why people praise it. Like, I used to insist there's nothing special about doing things, at least when I did them, lol, because that's just natural. But now I'm like, holy shit, everything that's ever done is holy and magical and exists despite all odds, and that's insane. Yeah, kind of crazy, right? Like literally, this camera exists because of whatever, the internet exists because of whatever, right? Everything is like actually people doing it. It's like you here are watching this because you are doing it, right? I don't know. But also like, I don't know, feeling some more freedom to not do things. Like, okay, if it is indeed special to take initiative to do things and make things happen, and the default is not doing much, I don't know if that's a correct wording, but bear with me, then certainly not just the doing things faction is worthy of, I don't know, acceptance. Fuck, I don't know how to articulate what I mean. Let me try something else and see if it connects. Part of me, a big part, I think, believes I need to earn love. And one way to achieve that is by being special. But that doesn't really make sense, because if that's true, then only special people deserve love? And doesn't everybody deserve love? Like, why wouldn't I want to believe something that by definition precludes the majority of people from being loved? That sounds like a load of shit. So I think in a similar way, I'm kind of grappling with this in terms of doing things versus not doing things. Like sometimes it feels like a moral balance is attached to these things, but then that doesn't really make sense because do I really want to believe that the default majority is wrong or bad? Can't I just take the morality and resulting pressure out of the equation entirely? Back to original point, if the default is doing nothing, then this actually means a lot in terms of expectations I should have of myself. Whenever I do a thing, I am usually always comparing it to the standard I have invented in my head, and this usually leads to me being ultimately frustrated and disappointed with myself. But if the default is doing nothing, then I can actually compare the thing to no thing, and I would guess that a thing is going to beat no thing almost every time. Like sure, maybe it's not the best thing in the world, but before it existed, there wasn't anything there, and now there is. Whoa. I don't know, maybe this thread is kind of meandering and hard to follow, but I guess compared to no thread, it kind of rocks and only exists because I stopped comparing it to the vision in my head and just did the thing. Lol. Lol. Nice cherry on top of a great thread. Ok. The kernel thing is already way too cold. Again, I hate it. A friend of mine uses a bag, like a bag of hot water. And that thing does keep like the temperature. But if you're putting it like on your neck or something, I think you said, right? I have neck pain, so I use something kernel kiss. How do you say neck? Hals? Hals kissen. Halskissen heiß Wasser. Yo. Yeah, I meant something like this. A friend of mine has this, but this is usually for your feet. Hals or Nacken. Nackenkissen. It sounds like kisses on your neck. Nackenkissen. Maybe you could get this. This looks electric instead of water, but maybe. If I have one of those two a bit bigger, but you can't really put that on the neck. You mean the other ones, right? Körner Nackenhörnchen. Nackenhörnchen. Hörnchen are like this, right? Like something like this. Hörnchen. Nackenhörnchen. Warme Kältekissen. Anyways, related to this thread, yeah, I guess I wanted to talk about doing things in general, right? I have these kind of two perspectives, right? There is this YouTube, let's see, Pepe Garcia. Pepe Martín García. Hacer cosas. He says this kind of do things often. Yeah, this video that I showed the other day.
Un pequeño pensamiento mientras veo a ese señor que veis.
Yeah. He says something like, it's cool to see people do things, but it's cooler to do them, right? I have both this perspective, right? And also this perspective of like, I guess if you see too many people do things, you start to get this standard of what doing things is like, right? And I don't know, for some reason I thought that I don't know. There are like many categories of doing things also. It's like, to me, there is also like the thing that there are many categories of doing things. I don't know, for example, this streaming is doing a thing, right? Watching a stream is also doing a thing, but it's different because it's also watching someone do things, right? If you like to do things, then yes, I don't really like doing a lot of things. For example, I watch a lot of people play a variety of games that I would never touch myself. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, maybe it's like your way of thinking, right? Your perspective is what she mentions of that kind of being the default thing, right? No, it's also I don't think so, right? I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? If you like to do things, do you think you are more normal than people who do things? Or do you think you are weird for not liking to do things? Do you know what I mean? Or do you just like don't care or have never thought of it in a weird or not weird sense, or like in a normal sense or something? Yeah, she mentions kind of this moral balance, right? That she feels morality there, right? She feels like it's good. I don't know. I do think that there is some morality in it, right? I do think that, for example, if you do things that are good, right? For example, if you, I don't know, are a doctor and are like doing surgery on people, I don't know, that seems like a good thing, right? No, I think I am the odd one out. I also don't really mind. Yeah, I don't know. On the one hand, I think it's like it depends on what you define as the default state, right? For example, if I define the default state at some in, I don't know, you could call this like the capitalist perspective, right? The capitalist perspective of like things grow, right? Then the default is doing things. It's like, and it's like you kind of see it in the day-to-day life. It's like I would say that you are the odd one out, right? It's like someone who doesn't do things. Well, I don't know. It's like you also do things, right? You go to work and study or whatever, right? But that the nature state is something opposite like that, right? It's like nature makes you do things. You have to survive, right? So in order to survive, you have to do things. But there is also a sense in which the baseline amount of things to do in nature is usually like the amount you need to survive, right? So after that, any extra is kind of useless in a way, right? Or like not necessarily useless or whatever, but yeah, it's like it is more than more than necessary, right? So I guess in like capitalist logic or whatever, those extra amounts that you do above the necessary are capital, right? This is capital that accumulates, and that is the thing that can grow and that can make things happen or whatever, right? That can make the quality of life better or whatever, right? So there are people who accumulate capital and people who don't accumulate capital, so something like this, right? But also considering that the default state of like just doing the necessary, that is like fine and like that is the natural state, you could say, right? It's like the natural thing is to do what it takes, which seems like in the past was way more, right? In the past, maybe what it took was working all day from sunrise to sunset in the field, plowing some fucking field in order to grow corn to survive, right? But maybe now, it's no longer like that, right? Maybe now it's like going 8 hours to an office or something like that. Yeah, I guess it's like, the moral part is what is like, it's someone who does more better or not, right? And I think that after all is said and done or whatever, right? Even though on appearance it is, right? It actually isn't. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly. For example, if you work more, blah, 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 and get more reward, there doesn't need to be some kind of superiority, moral superiority there, right? It's like you simply have more money, right? Because you worked more. But you are not better or whatever, right? I think then there is like this conflict, right? If someone is, for example, with taxes or whatever, right? If the rich person is like, I worked very hard, don't take my amount of money for me because of taxes to give it to the person who doesn't work, right? People say that as an argument, but I don't want to get into that argument because to me that is more complex, right? To me that is more complex because it actually isn't like that in real life, right? In real life, some people start with a lot more and some people start with a lot less, right? And that matters, right? I guess now that I am, I guess, doing things, I am also kind of feeling less bad about not doing things, right? For example, when I was not doing anything, aka streaming and all this, and just not doing anything else for money or whatever, I was feeling bad about it, right? I was feeling like, this is useless, blah, blah, right? This is unsustainable, which was true. But now that I am doing something that technically is sustainable, right? I feel like it actually wasn't that bad. And it had its advantages and disadvantages, right? But it was not being evil or anything like this, right? Or being like a leech, or I don't know. It's like not doing things gets accused with a lot of connotations of bad, right? While I don't think it's actually that bad, right? And this is coming from someone who is doing things now, right? It's not someone who doesn't do things saying it, right? It's like it's now that I'm doing things that I'm realizing. It's like when the rich person tells you money isn't everything, right? It's like some people are like, easy for you to say now that you are rich, right? But it is true, right? It doesn't take away from the fact that it's true and that it is how you end up feeling, right? I don't know. I don't know if I explained myself correctly or whatever. My my therapist was a bit disappointed after he heard that I sit at my PC for like 14 hours a day, but not at the time, but rather that I don't do much in that time. I don't learn new things or do much in general. Lol. I don't know. Yeah, I guess a therapist would have a she is a therapist. Like actually, she is a therapist. I think like she has studied for like that shit, right? I don't know, therapy studies, psychology. It's called psychology, right? I think she has studied psychology or something, and like she even did some practices as like that or whatever. I don't know. It's like I'm not sure if she's a full-time therapist right now, but I think she has been in the past or something like this. She's young, so she's not like done it for years and years and years, but I think she was. But yeah, I think like someone who has studied therapy or whatever probably is like, okay, it would say something like, okay, yes, but right, it's like, okay, maybe if it's the default, but maybe it's like healthy people or whatever, right? Or like mentally healthy people or something like this, right? It's like, oh, but it has been said that, or like the studies say that if you learn something new or whatever, your mind, blah blah. But yeah, also this is something that I wanted to mention, I guess, right? I didn't get to write it in the website thing. Maybe I could go back to the website. Let's see. Coscorro. Let's see. Website. Let's see. Replit. Replit. Coscorro de persona website. Querido capullo. Now. In what sense, what did I mention? I don't learn new things, so I don't do much. Yeah, this was something I wanted to mention. What was it? Yeah, something like you become more healthy if you do things, right? Kind of mentally, right? It is like your mind, when you do things, becomes more healthy or something like this. I wanted to write down here in the website, I think as an update, that despite now doing things, right? I don't think it belonged in a website. I think maybe this should be like a more private journal entry or something like this. But I will say it now instead. I don't think I will write it on the website. Well, maybe I will. I don't think it fits in the now part though. Well, it kind of does fit in the now part. Let's see what, well, coscorrodrift.com. Now, oops. No. Okay, this is the new one. Scheiße. Archive.ph, coscorrodrift.com. Okay, this one was the one that I archived yesterday. Yeah, here, I guess, on the YouTube side, in the YouTube part, I said things like, I did write some things about my feelings, right? The problem is that the ideas I do have I don't feel like I want to work on, I don't really feel connected. Yeah, so I think maybe it belongs in the job part, right? I was like, B. I did want to mention that despite now doing things, German course plus in like in person, etc. I still think about the same topics I still worry. Let's be precise. I still worry about the same topics that worried me when I have all the time in the world to worry about them. Just that now yeah, he also told me something similar. Yeah, I guess it's also like pretty obvious. I don't know. The problem with it, it's like it's the type of obvious advice that is so obvious that it's obviously true, but also with every piece of obvious advice, you know there is a kernel of false, right? Of falsehood. There is something fake about it with every obvious shit. Like within the obvious facade, which is obvious, behind it lies something fake. Like there is like a small kernel of fake shit. I don't know. I will elaborate after I finish that sentence. Just that now, yeah, for example, one could have assumed that when you do things, blah, 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 it's like you it's like you worry less about things, or some things that used to worry you maybe don't worry you anymore. I don't know. I don't think anyone has ever said this, but it was a thing that I thought it could happen, right? Just that now I have less time to think about them, right? But they still worry me. I mention it because I thought that maybe I would stop, like maybe my issue would go away after I got busier. But that hasn't been the case yet. But I don't expect it to ever be the case. Yeah, I don't know. And Git, summary of your commit, added a paragraph to job. Run, commit, control enter. Sync with remote. Confirm. Will it Costco okay, now this is the website. I did want to mention that despite now doing things, German cosplays in person, etc., I still worry about the same topics that worried me when I had all the time to worry about them. Just that now I have, but they still worry me. I mentioned it because I thought that maybe my issues would go away after I got busier, but that hasn't been the case yet. But I don't expect it to be the case. Okay, yes. So what I was saying about the kernel of fake, right? It's like behind every bit of obvious advice, right? Something like, yes, most people, when you do exercise, you do things, you stay away from the computer, blah blah, your life gets better, right? I think, while that is obvious advice, that is probably true, and everyone knows it, it's actually fake, right? It's like it only works it's I don't know. It's like if that is the solution to the problem, it would have been solved earlier, I guess, right? I don't know. I don't know if I explain myself correctly. It's like if the problem is solved that easily, it wasn't a problem to begin with, basically, or it's like it wasn't really a problem ever. I don't know. I don't want to phrase it like this either because maybe like there are some exceptions or something, but it kind of is like this, right? It's like obviously it would help, right? It's like obviously it's not bad that you do it, but if you read that advice, for example, and you take it as that is the thing that will fix it, is wrong, right? I think this is kind of what I wanted to communicate with this sentence as well, right? That despite now doing things, I still worry about the same shit, right? So, yeah, I don't know. There are advantages of doing things. I now have money. This is a sustainable situation. I don't have the same amount of worry in some fields, but I thought that it could happen that some other fields would be solved as well. That was not the case, right? Yeah, I guess this was what I wanted to mention. I'm again talking around things, but yeah, it's like I also wanted to mention, I guess, that I was thinking, I remember before all this, I was thinking of making another YouTube channel. I mentioned that I wanted to make another YouTube channel, but I didn't mention about what and all this. But I did mention that I wanted to make it separately and all this. And it's like, with all this, I guess when I last talked about this, it was probably like a month and a half ago or something like this, right? But within this month, I had been busy with these things. Now I'm back into some kind of routine that allows me to think about all those things. So now I still want to make that channel, right? The problem is that now I see less gaps to do it. Because now it's getting colder, right? It's mainly now it's mainly a weather thing. Now it's getting colder. So now going outside to record things feels worse, I guess. Hello, by the way, to the new person. I don't know who's here, but I like to, when I see someone new come in, I like to shut the fuck up, have a little bit of a space to see if someone clicks, sees that someone is just silent, goes away, or if they click, see that someone is silent, are intrigued about it, stay. Okay, they went away. So yeah, I achieved my goal of keeping this a one viewer stream. Wait, what the hell? I'm going to have to edit it again. Let's not put H6, let's put something like M. I was going to put a train-rated GIF, but GIF city stop torque doesn't work. Lol. Git small fix MH6. Control enter. Sync with remote. I heard from bigger YouTubers that when they try to make a second channel, the algorithm shows that the channel to the viewers too. So I'm currently waiting if I ever get your other channel recommended. Lol. Yeah, if that happens, I'm not sure if I would mind. I mean, I was planning to do it like full on, not make a second channel of my own channel, right? I wouldn't link my channel in mine anywhere. I wouldn't do it like this. You can do this, right? If you do this, YouTube. If I go here, top left, click on my channel icon, change account. Yeah, well, these are my other email addresses, but I can also click here to see all channels, and I can create a different one under this same email address. I think if I do a second channel of my own, for example, if in other conditions I wanted to re-upload my own streams into a different one or something to keep mine chill for some reason, right? Or something like that. Then, or like if I wanted to upload clips of the streams, right? But I didn't want to make them like my own YouTube videos because my own YouTube videos are so precious, right? If I want to do that, I could create it like this, right? And I wouldn't have any problem with linking them both, and I probably would link it clips of these videos here or something like that, right? Or I would backlink that one from the other, those things. But I won't create it like that. I will create it. I'm not sure if I will even. I mean, I'm not. I don't. It's not like necessarily a secret project or anything like this, right? But I would create a whole new email address, a whole new blah, 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 right? I would do that. So I don't know, but I think there's still a chance that it gets recommended. Like I could go extra cautious, right? I could do it, I could buy a VPN and like change my location to the US, right? There's some of the, also that helps with like algorithm and I don't know. I'm not sure if it helps, but because I think they probably have their own ways of telling, but yeah, I could go super long, super difficult, long way, or I could just keep it chill. Yeah, but yeah, I won't share it or mention it or like do any cross-linking or anything like this. So I was worried, for example, that my father or my parents or in general would see my channel, like they would get my videos recommended. But because we are in the same Wi-Fi, all that shit, right? But I think they don't. My brother does, but yeah. I'm not sure if they don't get them recommended, if they get them recommended but don't watch them out of courtesy, out of lack of interest, or if they just don't get them recommended. I think they just don't. Well, I didn't expect you to share it and stuff, lol. I will probably mention it, right? I will say something like, I have created my channel, right? Because that is, like, for example, in my status updates, or I don't think I will make a standalone video, but for example, on stream here, if I say something like, yeah, this week I went to German class and I actually remember that channel that I talked about. I actually created it and uploaded the first video. Right? If I do it, I will probably mention it here, right, on stream. But yeah, I won't actually link it or whatever. And because in this stream I always go around things, right? That channel would be the channel of not going around things. So it's like that's the whole purpose of it. Anyways, I think I make end stream today. For today was a longer one, well, a more usual length one from your, but I didn't get any message to play PUBG or something because I think one of the friends works on Sundays, so yeah, some other days I just played with two others, but I think one of those is also like went to bed late, so yeah, I think now I will clean my room. Monday, I don't know. About cleaning my room, I wanted to clean it the other day as well. This morning. And yeah, I don't know, it's just too annoying. It's like there's so much stuff here. I don't know. I wanted to do like every week some cleaning aside from maintenance, right? Like I'm going above maintenance level. For example, right now it's like everyone has to clean to a maintenance level, right? To keep shit as clean, like to keep shit from going worse, right? If you don't clean, everything gets dusty, etc. And maintaining is just maintaining. I wanted to go a little bit above, right? So to remove things, etc. Because I'm going to Munich, right? So I want to have the least amount of things possible, not because I'm going to take everything I have, but because I want to kind of, I don't know, take advantage of the fact that I'm going to Munich to, for example, make like, I don't know, see what things I have, think of it in this way of like, okay, I'm leaving, what do I want to take there? And taking the opportunity of seeing like, okay, I want to take this and this and this and this and this. That means that I really use them every day, right? Versus, okay, I don't feel any need to take this to Munich. Why do I feel the need to keep it here then, right? And there will be some things that rightfully deserve that category. For example, maybe books or something. I have bought books secondhand or whatever, and I'm not going to fucking take them to Munich and come back because they are like big books, right? But I still want to have them for some reason, right? those kind of can stay. Maybe there are some things that are in the middle, right? Or maybe there are even some books that I bought on like a whim and that I actually don't want, or something like that. I don't know. Like, there are many possibilities, but I wanted to at least take every weekend from now until March. I still have until March, but it's not many weekends. Like, it's just what? 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, 16, 20 weekends, something like this. And a weekend is not 18 hours or something like this, or like 20 hours. It's way less. So yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling kind of overwhelmed about cleaning and all this. Maybe I will watch one of these videos. YouTube, I like her videos. Caroline Winkler. This one about how to pick the right furniture and decor. Oh, I didn't look at this video. I didn't watch it yet. It says I did, but I didn't. It's just I opened it on my phone. And I usually like, oops, you can't see anything. This. And yeah, this video. Her videos usually have a tone of like going a little bit above and beyond like the usual advice and kind of more thinking of items and like dealing with your relationship to items. She has that angle to it, so I like her stuff, and it usually is like somewhat inspiring. So yeah, I may watch this, then attempt some kind of, well, first of all, some basic cleanup, so just like vacuum around, and then maybe go a little bit above. I also wanted to like clear up my desk, because the fact that my desk has so much shit is kind of worrying me a little bit, but yeah. I had cleaning too, but my mom will be here next week, so I'll have to, yeah. Do you have a lot of things there? Because it's not like your main house, or is it? Like, do you consider it your main house with like the most amount of the things that you own or something like this? I like watching Eugene stuff on the side. I watch this can make a song after only seeing the art. Sonic Boom. I'll check it out for later.
We're about to look at some album.
Andrew Huang, hadn't watched him in a while. Ver más tarde. It is my main house, but I don't have a lot in general. Because, for example, if I go to Munich, that I will know that it is my temporary house, I guess. Then I don't know, maybe after I sign up like a job contract and all this, maybe by then I will feel like this is my main house. I don't know, who knows? His music is a bit crazy at times, but I like it. So yeah, see you next week if you are here, but if you're not, because I think you said your mom comes next week, so maybe don't see you next week. Maybe I won't see you next week, so see you in 2 weeks. And yeah, next week I think I will probably still stream and still do the notifications. Maybe I will cut it short if you're not here, or maybe I will try to think on purpose of like super boring stream topics. Like, not that these are thrilling, but like unusually boring. Like, Or maybe the opposite. Maybe now that if you're not here, I will be like, today is the day of the mega fun stream of the year, and I will be like fucking Mr. Beast. I will explode 3 houses, give away $1 million, or something like that. Who knows? Everything can happen in a week, right? My mom will probably also not be here 24/7. Yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah, I guess in the house. Is she staying with you? Or does she like rent a hotel room or something like that? Well, anyways, I will see you type it in chat, and yeah, goodbye. If I see you, and if I don't, I won't. But yeah, have a good week. Have a nice weekend. The next one. And yeah. Have a good time with the fam, with mom.